years.
Is Pride Month, and for their last show of the season, Living Mirror will celebrate the stories of the LGBTQ community.
Whoa, when is that happening?
2 p.m. on Saturday, June 7th in the WMNF Live Music Studio. You can go online to wmnf.org/events to reserve your seat.
Cool, I'm reserving my seat right now.
That's one. Welcome to Live Music Showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We are here in studio with Taylor Reed. Taylor, how you doing?
Hi, friends. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm thrilled to have you back in the studio. If you don't know, Taylor is phenomenal. She is an incredible musician, singer, songwriter, violinist.
Ooh.
And she's going to be doing all of these things here today by her lonesome self.
My lonesome.
Your lonesome self. She's a looper. She's a looping artist. What does that mean? That means that she has a little device. It's called a looper, and she plays several different instruments into it live. She doesn't pre-record any of this stuff, I don't think, right? You're doing all of it live? Yeah.
Correct.
She does everything live. And the coolest thing about all of it is that it layers on top of itself, and it ends up sounding like an entire band performing. She does all this great stuff. So I'm going to get out of the way. I would love to hear your first song. What's your first one called?
I'm going to play Looking Up because it's a good to ease into.
We have a story about this song.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. That was a good time.
We'll jump into it after it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Here we go.
your heart second chance. Breathe it in, I breathe you in, I breathe you in. A whole name. You closer, feel your glance, and you spin. You're hitting the dance. I believe in it all behind. Whatever it is that hinders love. I'm taking a moment to find it. Quiet place in my soul.
Have the reverb, vibrato on the end there. There it is. There it is.
I don't have a pedal, so you just adjust the volume.
Just swing that volume knob. That's called a potentiometer.
Work with what
everyone.
you got.
Yep. Welcome to Live Music Showcase. If you're just joining us, we are here in studio with Taylor Reed.
Hi, friends.
Taylor Reed, you are a native in St. Petersburg.
Tampa, born and raised.
Tampa.
Yep,
Sorry,
yep.
Tampa. I'm just so used to seeing you over there. I guess
all good.
Is what it is. And your vibe definitely gets along with the entire Bay Area for sure. And you've been playing around town for a few years, for a little while now.
Started in 2016.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So that last song was called Looking Up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to dive into the story behind that. But. We've only got one song in. Let's do one more song and then we'll talk about that.
Sounds
a
like
bit.
a plan.
Yeah.
Like
all
that.
right. While you're getting set up for that, to all of you listening outside and inside and wherever you're listening, in your car, in your home, at your work, whether you're listening on the radio or you're listening on WMNF.org, we thank you so much for tuning in. You can listen to the show live every Friday at 2 p.m. on WMNF, 88.5 FM on WMNF.org. And you can watch it in live stream form on YouTube and on Facebook. We got a live stream going on right now if you're watching. Hi.
Yes.
Hello. Nice to see you guys. This is the only show, as far as I know, the only show in the area where you get a live performance from a band or a musician, and you get to know them a little bit. You get to get a little bit of their life and what they do, and
just a taste.
What makes them who they are. Just that taste. Just that taste. Yeah, we have Taylor Reed in studio with us right now. The live stream is on Facebook and on YouTube. On Facebook, it's WMNF. WMNF's Live Music Showcase. On YouTube, it is WMNF Community Radio. Okay, what's the next song called?
I'm going to play Loss. I wrote this song about 5 years ago.
Okay.
We can talk about what it means
Yeah,
later,
yeah.
if you
Let's
so
do it.
desire.
I love talking about what songs are about. Let's do
Yes.
it. Love it.
Thank you.
Good Lord. Okay, so let me just explain something to the audience right now who's listening, who may not fully understand what's happening right now, because, you know, it kind of sounds like there's only one person when we're talking, but sounds like there's a whole band when there's music happening, and the answer is yes. The answer is you're right and you're right. Taylor is a looper, among other things, but she's looping all of this stuff into different, she's layering it all on top of each other. That's one of the cool things about looping.
Yes.
I'm a little biased because that's what I do.
I know.
But I don't do
it.
it nearly to the level
You do
that
it
you
your
do.
way. Everyone does it different.
Everybody does it different.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes, I don't bring a violin. I don't have a violin. I don't have the
okay.
ability to
You don't need one. You're that
hold
cool.
one. All right.
I hide behind this thing.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know that feeling. That's why I like the big guitar.
Yep.
The biggest guitar I could find. Yeah. So So that's what I'm saying. So when you're listening right now, listen for the layers. And the big difference, this is something I've noticed about looping it, and I see this kind of wax and wane. You probably see it too, where the scrutiny that you see from people who don't really know what's going on out in the audience. They do this thing where they kind of get their hands on their hips and they go, they lean in a little bit, the eyes squint, and they're like,
Yes.
what is going on with this?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's this look of like, ooh, wow, discovery. And sometimes it's this look of like, they're just playing to tracks. Let me set the record straight.
Tracks are fine, by the way. It's just not what's happening here.
Right. If playing to tracks and looping are the same, they're only the same for a couple of seconds. In that, yes, technically looping is pre-recording, but it's pre-recording on the spot.
Live, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not going home, writing a song or like recording a song and perfecting every single piece.
It's different from studio work for sure.
And then hitting play live and just playing along to it. Very different.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't always go the way you expect it to. And creatively, sometimes you find yourself adding in elements
it gives you a lot of
that you've never
creative
done
freedom.
before.
Yep,
Tons.
I like that. That's my favorite part.
And just about every time you see a person playing with a looper, the songs that they play are going to sound just a little different every time, just because every time is an opportunity for discovery.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. As a looper, speaking on behalf of loopers,
It's like I have to defend.
I have to defend. You were my entry point. So thank you.
I love it.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Two other things I want to get off my chest. The second one is the most, and I say this every time you're on the show, and we're riding the line here, but she's barefoot because she's literally pushing buttons and faders.
It's practical
on the ground. If you can, maybe one of you guys on
Thank
the
goodness
cameras
I got a
can
pedicure.
point it.
I'm
Yeah,
sad
sorry,
about
I know,
it.
but the most amazing thing is that she's barefoot because she's literally using her toes to push faders and to hit buttons and turn knobs.
Yeah, I've tried with shoes and socks. It just doesn't work. You need dexterity and you need to be precise.
Yeah. So have your digit dexterity on your feet, has that improved?
I have
since
no
looping?
idea.
No? You're not walking around the house and picking things up with your toes and
Nope.
No?
I think I kind of limit it to a loop pedal.
That's fair. That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understood. Okay. Finally, the last thing I want to chat about before we jump into some more music, and we are actually already to the halfway point of
That's
the show.
wild.
So that's
Well, it's
insane.
because my songs are long, so that would be why.
It's because your songs are interesting and exciting.
Thank
Because a
you.
long song can take forever if it's not those two qualities. But so before we dive into it, we are at the halfway point. We're at the Ask Musicians Anything segment, the part where you, the listener, can call in with any questions or comments that you might have for Taylor, for me, for WMNF, whatever you want to do. We like weird. Feel free to make it weird. Don't be gross weird, but be weird. Weird's
Be
fun.
weird.
813-239-9663 is the phone number. And by the way, you should save that number because next week is Pledge Drive. And I know you're thinking, oh boy, another Pledge Drive. No. The reality is Pledge Drive is one of the most important parts of the year because it's our chance as a show to prove that we have listeners that actually like what we're doing and care about what we're doing and put their money where their ear is, so to speak. And it's also the opportunity for the listeners to do that, to show that support that you've been feeling every time you turn on the air. So if you're into Live Music Showcase and you like what we do here, Mark and I will be here on the show pitching live. And usually Mark prepares a nice list of songs from the past year, the past quarter, or past lifetime here on the station that are all from episodes of Live Music Showcase. So it's
cool.
it's a lot of fun. It's really neat. So come back next week. Okay. The last thing I wanted to chat about real quick before we go into the next song. And I'm going to do this every time you come on the show.
Yes.
It was maybe the most formative moment for me personally in radio. Mm-hmm. And you led with this song, Looking Up.
Yep.
Right? So you played that song, and during the performance of that song, because it was, I think, the second or third episode I had ever had on the radio, and it was just you and I in the studio, I was terrified. Okay, I was terrified of messing something up, of losing the audience, of making people angry, of all kinds of things. Yeah. One thing I wasn't terrified of was you, because you're solid.
Yeah.
So I was like, she's playing, we're good for a few minutes until I have to open my mouth again.
There.
But I was so in my head that forgive me, I wasn't really listening to the lyrics of the song in that moment. And I think I was trying to set something up, or I don't know what I was doing, but you came to the end of the song and my brain went, oh God, what am I going to say to her? And I said a kind of a canned thing that interviewers often say. It was, well, what was that song about?
Cool.
What was that song about?
That song that I opened up with, Looking Up, I wrote that at probably one of the deepest trenches I've ever been in mentally and emotionally. I feel like a lot of creative people struggle with depression most of their lives. I have since I can remember. This particular season that I wrote that song in, I had already made plans to end my life. I was saying my goodbyes very subtly, spending time with some of my family members, and had everything set up. I was going to be doing that soon. And I was just at the bottom. I was deeper than the bottom. I think I was probably just beyond hope. It was really awful. I laugh now, but I know so many people can relate to that feeling. So I have a very distinct memory. One day I just was walking through my house, and my husband he's the best. His name is Joe, and I love him so much. And he was kind of next to me, and I just looked up at him, and I just very scattered. I didn't think I had the right words even, but I just essentially told him what I was planning, and just letting him know that I was where I was at. It didn't even probably make full sense, but it was a bunch of jumbled words, because I was very detached from anything solid or grounding. I just was so ready to check out. And in that moment, he chose to just speak truth and love over me, instead of judge me or kind of be like, oh, write me off, oh, stop, you should be alive, you're great, bye. That wasn't what happened. And it was a good season of it was a good month or two of just constant care, mental care for me from him. So the chorus is essentially, I'm looking up into those eyes, because that's just what the memory was in that moment. And something seized my soul, and I was like, I'm going to tell him what I'm thinking and going to do. And then my plan was just to say it and then walk off, and it stopped there. That season stopped there because him choosing love for me. And that song essentially is just about finally seeing some kind of light at the end of that tunnel, rather than, it's not singing about how sad and depressed I am. It's oh wow, there actually is an end to this right now, and I'm going to remember this forever. So it's a core memory for me, and I wrote about it. And
you shared that story. For those who maybe heard that episode, thank you for sticking around for 4 years now.
Yeah, well.
Almost exactly.
Crazy.
It's a couple months away. And internally, because I had never talked about anything close to that meaningful on the air. Mm-hmm. And never really intended to either. Yeah. So my brain went, oh God, what is she doing? I was so scared, just because, again, I just didn't want to screw up.
Yes.
But then I was like, know what? We're here. Let's lean into it. And I think I said something along the lines of what would you say to someone who's in that state right now? And you said, don't give up. Don't give up. You're not as alone as you think you are.
Yep.
You have people in your life that care about you, that love you, and those people need to hear from you now. And I remembered that so vividly, because I've been in that state of mind myself at some point in my life, and I remember having someone in my life that helped me climb out. Mm-hmm. And then the most amazing thing happened after the show. Miss Julie, who works here at the station, she works with all the volunteers at the station. She kind of helps. She's kind of one of the glue people here at the station. Helps us keep everything together. She comes in out of breath, and I thought, I'm done.
You're like, I'm done.
I'm
They're firing
screwed.
me.
I'm done. Yeah, they're going to kick me off. I don't know what happened. She comes in and she says, "Okay, 2 people just called, and one of them said that they were thinking about ending their life on that day." The day so today, this is her talking. And they heard this episode, they heard what you had to say, and they said they changed their mind and they needed us to know that.
That's amazing.
And that they were getting help. And then someone else called and said the same thing.
I'm going to cry.
I'm going to cry too.
Even though it's already happened years ago, it's amazing hearing it again. It's just, wow. Wow.
And for the first time I realized that there really are people out there listening.
Yeah,
when you
great.
feel alone, when you're scared, when you're feeling at the end of the rope, there are people out there, even if you think there aren't. This is incredible.
Wow. Dope.
This is incredible. So anyway,
now that we've gotten all deep and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, your music is right there in the depth, not in the low. I just mean in the quality of content. There's quality there. It's not vapid.
Thank you, Ken.
It's thick.
It's thick.
It's thick.
2 C's.
Let's yes, absolutely. Let's jump into another one. Can we jump into another one?
Sure.
Okay.
This one's called Sunshine In. I feel like I probably play the same songs when I'm on here.
No, I don't think so.
This one though,
even if you do, it's okay.
Great. We're about to actually release this one soon. This will be a single this year. So it's almost finished in the studio. Just bringing in a couple more people to put their flair on it. And so this is called Sunshine In. It's about choosing to dwell on the truths and the things that you can grow from rather than becoming embittered from a difficult situation. Boom.
What a way to wrap up that conversation. I love it. Live Music Showcase. Are your ears doing something funky?
Well, I think every time I touch my mic, it
Oh,
cuts
yeah.
out,
You hearing
so
that?
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's happening to anyone else, but
Maybe we need to change out that cable.
cool.
All right.
If I
So
don't touch it, I think it's fine.
yeah,
Okay.
they're going to change the cable. Wonderful. Okay, so they're going to do that super, super fast. While they are changing out that cable, I just want to let everyone know that, again, next week is Pledge Drive. Pledge Drive is super important. We don't do Pledge Drive every week. We do it only a couple of times a year. And we try to make sure that it's not too invasive, but the whole point is to make sure that the listeners get a chance to support the station and support the shows that they love here on WMNF. And I mean, I'm so happy with how Heatwave went this year. If you went to Heatwave, leave a message in the comments about your Heatwave experience, or send us, an AMA about your Heatwave experience. I was there. I got to do some interviews. It was a lot of fun. And then the next big thing, I know there's lots of events that go on throughout the year for WMNF, but the next big one is going to be, I believe, the Birthday Bash, which is in September. They're I guess the next biggest one is what I mean. And that's in the works as we speak. So that's pretty exciting. So lots going on here at WMNF. We can always use your support. 813-239-9663. Save that number because you're going to need to call it next week to do Pledge Drive. All right, let's check that mic real quick.
Hey, checkity check. Oh, see, it's still doing it. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Oh, yep. Got it.
Might be the microphone.
No worries.
Maybe we can do a quick switcheroo while she's setting the loop of the mic. That might work out.
Cool.
So we'll see how it goes. This is my favorite thing about doing a live show. Yeah, it's this is the way the live show works. It's live.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing. Because it's like a live show, it's not always polished. The musicians are always incredible, but and you're no exception to that, obviously.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So while they're changing out her microphone, just so if you're just joining us, this is Live Music Showcase. We're here in studio with Taylor Reed and the AMAs. Let's see if we have any AMAs that have come down the pipeline. Actually, my favorite one so far today is it's very simple. It's a caller request. It says, "Ask Ken to talk less." That's fair. I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't been talking a little bit more today than I normally do, or maybe I have. But Taylor's an easy person to talk to. Can you blame me? She's spectacular.
Oh, stop.
All right, so let's dive into another
so
song.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh,
Yeah.
it is. Yes. Wee, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's
You're
working.
The best.
Things
Cool.
have worked. Wonderful.
It's a good day to be a microphone in this studio. You are taken care of.
That's right. That's right. Pam had
yes.
one question. She was asking if you do wedding receptions.
All the time.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Yep, I do a lot of weddings. They're super fun. So, just hit me up. And yeah, I am going to play one more song, I guess.
You might have time for two. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
We'll
Well, I'm
see
going
how
to
it
play
goes.
Baby Love, which is usually my
Yeah.
dope. Okay. I'll just play this one and then you let me know.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Cool. This is track number, I think, 3 off of my record.
All right.
You can find it online. It's called Let Me Be Honest. It's anywhere. You can stream it wherever you want. If you're into that kind of thing, here we go.
of your mind.
It's too fast.
But I know it all. See, I've been there. Thinking about that never wrong. Say you wanna go out on your own, but you're mine. And baby, I'm yours. You can go on and take a walk in the air. See the world, is the grass really green over there? I know that's what you're thinking, love. It's what you're thinking, love, 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 love. I won't stop you now, even I know just what it's like to feel like you're looking in from the outside, oh. But you're not alone. Oh no, no. You still know my voice. You still know my voice. Oh, you'll come back again. Baby, love you know those. Baby, love you know those too, yeah. You still know my voice. You still know my voice. Oh, you'll come back again. Baby, love you know those. Baby, love you know those too, yeah. Thought I saw myself in loving you. Thought I felt those highs I was running to every time. I love to get by, get by, get by. Bruise me like you do, I'll take it. I rely on you to fake it. Coffee in a place, a green in our face, enough to get by. You can go on and take a walk the edge. See the world, is the grass really greener over there? I know that's what you're thinking, love. It's what you're thinking, love, 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 love. I won't stop you now, even I know just what it's like to feel like you're looking in from the outside. Oh, you're not alone. Oh no, no. You still know my voice. You still know my voice. Oh, you come back again. Baby, love you know those. Baby, love you know those too, yeah. You still know my voice. You still know my voice. Oh, you come back again. You made it through.
We made it through. You did it. Oh, man.
Yes.
Oh man, that was a wicked song. I love it. Okay, so real quick, we'll dive into one last song here as soon as I get done with this. But first, credit where credit is due. The show requires an entire team of audio and video professionals, making sure that it looks and sounds as good as it does, and fielding technical problems when they happen to make sure the show keeps going. Sound mixer Mark Perfetti, audio assistant Pam Robinson, video director Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Lisa Reuter, Charles Holsapple, and Ike Parham. Our board op today is Charlie Cushing. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We have been live here in studio with Taylor Reed. Thank you so much for being on the show. Can you take us out with one more?
Sure.
Awesome.
Short and sweet.
Take it out.
original music only. Okay, this is a Coldplay song. When you try your best but you don't succeed, and you get what you want but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse. When the tears come streaming down your face, and you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste.
This is WMNF in Tampa.